So, what is up, guys? As usual, this is me, okay, Fade, back here. Alright, so it's been a while since I upload a video about a certain character, guides, or like any Genshin with the content, because lately I am having a burnout as well as running out of ideas of what kind of character should I release a guide on, because like the recent new characters are not like it doesn't really give me a motivation to release a guide, because it's not like most people already know from other places, or it's overhyped. So until yeah, accident always happens, right? Yeah, so as you can see, there's hydro unit in my team. Yeah, I believe you already know who he is. So he is version 3. No, it's actually 4.0, I believe. Alright. So it's 4.0's first banner. Alright, it's Neuvilette, right? So Neuvillette's banner is actually over, right? So I've been really figuring out how he actually works, and about his pros and cons and all of those things, like when I'm playing him throughout this whole time, right? So why do I say my Neuvilette was an accident? We can actually have a look here, right, give me a sec. I hope. Right. So this is where I get Neuvilette, alright? Okay, by the time I get Neuvilette, it's on guarantee, alright? So from Neuvilette onwards, it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so it's like 26. Yeah. See? Yeah. So, as I said, accident always happens. Yeah. He came early in 26, yeah, so I have nothing to complain about. Yeah, so I really was an accident. So, about Neuvilette, I've been playing him for quite some time, right? So he's actually, I should say, a fun DPS to play with, right? So I obtained him on, as you can see, September 30th, right? So about Neuvilette, he is fun and also designed for lazy people. Alright, for lazy people who hate spamming your clicks or your fucking fingers on the fucking phone and your mouse. Alright, so Neuvilette will definitely be your best DPS, I should say. Alright, so let's talk about Neuvilette. So surprisingly, despite on his design, you should already expect what kind of weapon he's holding. Right. So first and foremost, it's kind of obvious he's a Hydro Vision, he's a Hydro unit, right? So he is a 5-star limited character, right? That ascends with crit. Wait, is it crit? Yeah, I think it's crit rate. Alright, he ascends with crit rate, alright. Up to 8.2%, including the 50% base. Right. So here is my approximate stats for Neuvilette. Alright, so if you're wondering why is it, so dude, what your crit rate is way too low, okay, I'll explain it why my crit rate is like this in a bit. Right. So he is a catalyst character. Right. So first and foremost, his weapon, alright. So Neuvilette is a quite special character, since we're entering the Hydro region, Hydro nation, alright. So therefore everything starts scaling on HP instead of how should I say? Yeah, attack and EM, alright. Now they scale on HP, alright. So his HP is actually kind of mid for me because I don't have signature weapon. Sorry, I'm a poor dude. Right. So I'm using the free to play weapon that I get from the 4.0 version event. Alright. So it's an ER weapon with kind of mid base attack, right? And some ER, that's mid stats, and also the weapon passive that gives you NA or CA damage when you hit opponents up to 3 stacks. Right. So for his weapons, let me tell about you first. So for my current use experience, alright, the best damage output on 4-star, you want him, is literally this weapon called Blood of Boundless Blue. Alright, besides this weapon, honestly, I tested all of them. This is still the best. Yeah, this is still the best overall because due to the like insane damage multiplier that the weapon gives, like 12% here, up to 3 stacks, so you're like 36%, which is actually really high. Alright, so for 5 stars, technically all attack percent weapons are useless on him. Right, I'll explain later why it's completely useless on him. Right, so I tested Kagura Verity on him, but it doesn't really work very well because the weapon passive requires you to like trigger 3 times E, even though it Neuvilette can like trigger, like even though you trigger like your elemental skill again, it will like refresh the duration of the stack, but it takes too long for a character besides your Emiko to completely prop this elemental skill for a catalyst. I know there are other characters, but in case of Neuvilette, we can't really fully prop this. Right, so as you can already guess, besides his signature weapon that gives insane amount of crit damage and some HP percent stats and like charge attack damage in the weapon passive, so this is technically like, yeah. So this, in my personal opinion, if you have like, if you don't have this, like if you don't have the event weapon, just use Kagura's Verity if you have it. If you don't have it, then we might end up with Prototype Amber. And I don't know why they're disconnected. Oh well. Yeah, this is pretty weird, I should say. Alright. So, let's continue where we stopped just now. Right. So, if you don't have the 2 weapons that I said above, alright, like Kagura's Verity, Blood of Boundless Blue, or you don't have his signature weapon, right? So, for other 4-star recommendation, I could recommend you Prototype Amber. Alright, because it gives HP scaling, and using Elemental Burst will also regen 6 energy for your party members for every 2 seconds over 6 seconds, so you'll regen like 18 times, right? And also regenerate HP for all party members, which is actually really good for overall team and also overall for himself, right? So another thing I can say you can use is actually Dotoko Tails if you have it. Right, so I tried this weapon, the power scaling is actually not bad. Right, I would say not bad. Right, so like compared to the 4-star, like Prototype Ember and Blood of Boundless Blue, I would say it's a mid weapon, right? Because of the weapon passive somehow. Yeah. So next will be if you don't have the options I said above, or you're just lazy to craft Prototype Ember, you can just use gacha weapons like Favonius Codex for better ulti cycle and also like more charge attack proc, right? So or you can use Sacrificial Fragments for the worst case, right? So you can like proc E 2 times and you like generate ulti faster, right? Or you can use Thrilling Tales. Like, please don't use this. This is like the worst choice of all times, right? So next, let's talk about his talents before I enter the artifact part. Alright, because if you don't understand the talents, you probably don't understand why would I put the artifact, right? So for his, alright, basic attack, alright, this normal attack part, right? So he is a catalyst, so he has 3 hits, alright, charge attack damage, charge attack stamina cost is like 50, which is the basic for all catalyst characters, right? So for Neuvilette, he have another special unique kit, I should say, called charge attack, equitable judgment, right? So this thing here, as you can see, like it's kind of weird. It scales off like percentage max HP. So this means that this damage is scaled on his max HP, right? So this means the more HP you have, the higher this damage will be. So it's actually pretty obvious. Like Neuvilette's main kit will be around this charge attack. Alright, it will be surrounded around this charge attack for maximum output. So HP restored, alright. There's also like saying HP restored will be 16% max HP per droplet. Alright, and also HP percent loss like 8% max HP per 0.5 seconds. Right. So plunge damage and low high plunge damage is like just there for decoration, yeah. Alright. So what does it mean by HP restored and HP lost? Okay, instead of like you going through this fucking essay, alright, I would just like um make it like easy, alright. So right, so if Neuvilette uses charge attack, as you can see, like there's this thing that ring that charges up. Alright, so he will fire out this charge attack, right? The Equitable Judgment, alright, or what you can simplify it as water pump or hydro pump. Alright, so this attack lasts for 3 seconds and it has 8 damage ticks if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3. Yep, then it ends. Alright, so by using the charge attack, it will consume your max HP percentage for 8% per 0.5 seconds. Right? And also, if like Neuvillette's HP is above 50%, he will continuously lose HP while using this attack. Right, so we already know how he lost HP, alright, because like he's doing the charge attack. But how does he restore HP? Right, so let's get into his elemental skill. Alright, so his elemental skill is actually pretty simple. He just like boom like a hydro AoE and generate like 3 source water droplets near the opponent. Right, and also he is Thumia, alright, instead of like I think is it Osai? I kind of forgot. Like yeah, Osia and Thumia. Right, so for those who don't know, Fontaine characters, they have their own special attributes. I would just call them light and dark. Alright, for light it will be Thumia, for dark it will be Osia. Alright, so for in the case of Lynette, alright, she is Osia. And for Neuvilette and Freminette, so both of them are actually how should I say this? Yeah, Thumia. Because you can judge like based on their like there are some parts of their skills or attacks. So for Neuvilette, yeah, that is the solid proof. Like for Thumia, like the Spirit Breath Thorn, alright, is that thing that launched down is actually light color. Yeah, and you can also see like he have the bright glow when you swap him out. Yeah, that's technically it. So, but if you swap to Lynette, you'll see yeah. So she have like kind of like a dark element there, and also when you use the skill, there's also a dark sword that like hits down, so you can really use OCR. Right, you can really judge them when you like swap characters if you really pay attention to it. Right, so his skills is just like technically you just deals AoE hydro damage in front of him and like generate 3 source water droplets. Right, so what does this so what does the source water droplet actually do is let me find some enemies. So what the source water droplet actually do is it reduces your Neuvilette's charging time by I should say 33%. Alright, so just for alright, so as you can see, these are the 3 water droplets. So once it's generated, what should you do? Okay, so it's pretty simple. Just like hold your charge attack, you will consume the source water droplet instantly, and he can immediately just like start charge attacking. Right, so it's as simple as that. And at the same time, he will also restore like HP percentage. Yeah, based on his max HP. Right, so the elemental skill is just simple as that. Right, so here is the scaling of his like skill. So his skill is also based on his max HP, similar to Yelan. Right, and also Spirit Breath Torn damage. But however, this thing scales on attack. Yeah, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. Spirit Breath Torn interval is also 10 seconds, which is the after the thing that steps down just now. Yeah. So source water droplet duration is actually 15 seconds. Right. So 15 seconds is actually kind of long. Like he can really do 5 charge attacks during this duration. And the cooldown of this skill is actually 12 seconds. Right. So this means that like if you charge attack and you like E again, you can probably like charge attack 2 times without an elemental burst. Right. So let's get into his elemental burst, right? So it's actually quite simple. He deals AoE hydro damage from himself in a circle within an area, right, based on his max HP. And after a short interval, like 2 waterfalls will descend and deal hydro damage in a somewhat smaller AoE. right? And this will generate 6 source water droplets within an area in front. So the skill damage is 31.16% max HP, and waterfall damage is 12.75% max HP. Right, so this is just a level 6 ulti. Please don't judge me, right? So the elemental cost is 70, and the cooldown is 80%. Right, so it's actually quite obvious, like, the damage of these two skills doesn't really matter, like, because, like, the whole kit is still, like surrounded on his charge attack, right? So let's go to his ascended talent. Alright, I'll call it ascended talent instead of passive talent because I really don't want to confuse. Alright, so he's as I say a passive talent of a character, I mean like the passive talent that actually comes when he is already level 1, instead of like you need to upgrading it to unlock it. Right, so I will mention this as passive talent. So his passive talent is actually like pretty simple. So yeah, increases underwater sprint speed for your own party members by 15%. Not stackable with passive talents that provide the exact same effects. Right, so this is more to like an exploration advantage and benefit. Right, you can swim faster, you can get to places faster. Right, so next let's go to his level 20 ascended talent. Alright, so yeah, we're going to read through a whole essay here. Right, but to make it simple, alright, it's if any of your party members trigger hydro related reactions like vape, alright, vape, freeze, electro charge, bloom, swirl hydro, alright, or hydro crystallize, alright, on opponents, he will gain 1 stack of this past draconic glories, right? So up to 30 seconds, max 3 stacks, right? So what does the stack actually do? Alright, it increases the charge attack, which is the hydro pump, alright, damage by 110%, 125, 160 based on your stack, alright, of its original damage. Alright, so each reaction will provide individual time count, alright, of the elemental reaction. So for example, if you like proc vaporize, frozen, and electro charge, like in different timestamps, it will be recorded independently instead of like refreshing the stacks. Alright, so there's something you need to pay attention with, because if you want to maximize this, you need to like big brain around characters all a bit. Right, so for its level 60 ascended talent, alright, this is one of the damage boosting talent, right? So for each 1% of Neuvillette's current HP greater than 30% of his max HP, he'll gain 0.6% hydro damage bonus. A maximum up to 30% can be obtained this way, right? So it's actually quite obvious if you manage to up like 50%, right? So for each, like for every 50% of current HP greater than 30% of his max HP, he will gain 0.6% hydro damage bonus. Right. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So it says for each 1% of Neuvillette's current HP greater than 30%. Yeah, so means like 70. Right. So you only need to have 50 for max cap, but you have 70. So means that you might need to like consider to let him kind of top his HP up a bit. Like just bring some healer in your team or whatsoever. I know some people are going to be like he is already a self regen machine. He can already restore HP himself. Yeah, but if you don't want to drop something of this, you might need to bring a healer or something, right? Because his skill have cooldown, alright, and his elemental burst has cooldown. Even though the cooldown, and you still need to like consider NG. So yeah. Alright, after that originally I was about to talk about his constellations, but to be honest, I got kind of tired with reading through essays about skills and talents. So I think I might just give up that part. Like, even though I know what a bit of them would actually do, but like I'm just too tired. Alright, so for his artifact sets, alright, there are multiple options, I would say. Right, but I'm going to list down 2 of the most suitable ones for him. Alright, two of the most suitable artifact sets. Alright, so let's go with the best in stock for him, which is the Mare Chelsea Hunter. Alright, so what this artifact do is, as you can see here, the two-piece set will provide NA and CA damage by 15%, right, which is a quite generous amount, I would say. Right, so the 4-piece will give a quite unique artifact set compared to others in the game so far, I would say. Right, so what the 4-piece actually do is when current HP increases or decreases, regardless of whatever reason, crit rate will be increased by 12% for 5 seconds, max 3 stacks. Yeah, so this is like quite an OP amount. Like you can already see according, like just from the 4-piece you can already get like 36%. Right, so yeah, this explains initially why my crit rate is just like 39. So this is not included a 4-piece effect. So if I add a 36 inside, it should be like 75. Yeah, 75.2, which is like kind of enough. Alright, so for flower, it's actually simple. Just double crit or HP. It will preferably my defense become ER, but yeah, you know, Genshin artifact just doing their job, like Hoyover's doing their job. Yeah. Okay, so for feather, the main stat doesn't actually matter. You might need to focus more on the substats. So double crit, preferably crit rate or crit damage, right? And HP percent or HP or ER. Alright, as long as you get defense, you are L, okay? So for his sense, you need HP percent sense because as I showed you on the stats just now, he relies on HP percent to deal damage. So HP percent sense is the road to go, alright? Please don't be an alien and give him attack percent. Alright. I'll be sad. Okay. Build your characters properly. So for his goblet, it's hydro damage bonus. If you don't have a hydro damage bonus, you can give offset or HP percent if you really have no choice. Right? So for the circlet, it depends on your stats, alright? If you have a really crit rate goblet, crit rate circlet with like 20% or 30% crit damage, like substats, yeah, you can probably just give that. Alright, but in my case, you know, I'm kind of L when I'm like farming for the Mare Chelsea Hunter. So yeah, I decided to just give him this off piece. Yeah, so it's crit damage with 12% crit rate, right? So which end up my stats like this, right? So 59.8, right? So that's technically it. Yeah, by the way, this drop, by the way, initially is like 60 something because of this like HP drop. Yeah, his HP dropped to here, so yeah, so if I get him back, yeah, then I 76.6. Yep. So this technically means like the more HP you have, the more like output he's going to like shoot out. Alright. So technically this is all I learned about him throughout this whole time I was like messing around his kit. Alright. So yeah, so whoever who watched this long ass video all the way here, so thank you very much for your patience. Alright, thank you very much for your patience to watch through this whole video here, even though there's a bit technical issues halfway. Right, I also don't know what happened. Alright, so this is a quite long video, about 24 minutes. Yeah, thank you very much for your support and watching this. I hope this video actually helps you. So if anything I'm actually like missing or I didn't mention or I said it wrong, alright, please do not hesitate to leave your comments in the comment section below, because this really helps me to like improve and also realize my errors, right? So next time I would yeah, I'll probably see you guys in the next video about something else. I don't know. Yeah, that's technically all. So thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.